Keep this levy on, so I might bail out at a stop sign. Police get behind me like a deadbeat pops, it ain't mine. And I'm just trying to get high, just like the BG, staying alive, my nigga. I'm just trying to get high, long with my niggas, they gon' shine. You know I'm down.
Yo, Rello Mellow Garden. What's going on, my YouTube garden gang? Back here coming at y'all with another video. We starting out a little late here. It is Sunday, so what I'm calling day 5 of flower. But before we really hop into this video, I just want to say shout out to all of y'all. Y'all been going crazy recently. I don't know if I cracked the algorithm or what, but a good increase in subscriber count, view count, engagement with the videos. So I appreciate all y'all for tapping in with the boy. But we got a lot of stuff planned today. Also, since we're creeping up on it, and kind of for the YouTube, if you create videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. 500 subscribers is a pretty big milestone. We're over halfway there right now, and the way this stuff has been climbing recently, looks like we might get there sooner than later. So I'm thinking once we hit that 500 subscriber mark, I might try to do a little seed giveaway. I'm gonna have even more packs of seeds in here. I only source the greatest of the genetics. That's what I like to smoke. I grow this to smoke it. So you guys will have something nice as well. You might even end up with the same exact strain that I'm growing, and you can just follow along with me. When we do get to that point, only thing it's going to be is make sure you've commented on at least one video, subscribe to the channel, and like the videos, and I'll be picking one of y'all to send these seeds out to when we hit the 500 mark. Other than that, let's go ahead and hop into what we got going today. Head to this little side of our workspace. And I think we are going to be feeding the plants today with some of this liquid fertilizer. So this Espoma liquid tomato feed, you can see it is a 1-3-1. That's 1 part nitrogen to 3 part phosphorus to 1 part potassium. The only thing that I wish about this tomato was the potassium was at least a 2. With the first couple weeks of flower, maybe first 3 weeks of flower, a 1 rating on the nitrogen is fine. 1 to every 3 parts of phosphorus, but we'd like that potassium there to be a little higher. So I wanted to do this organic, and this is, or as you can see, organic liquid fertilizer, which I don't think is very common. So shout out to Espoma. Yeah, I got my more bloom by the watering station, so we're gonna get to that. All right, here we are at the watering station. Since I'm using this and I wish the potassium was a little higher, I think this will be perfectly fine for the first couple weeks. Again, maybe 3 weeks of flower. But by time we hit week 4, 5, and 6, which are some of the most important weeks of flower for bud development, I'm probably going to use some of this Alaska More Bloom. Almost dropped it. So you can see there's no nitrogen in there, high amounts of phosphorus and potassium. Exactly what the plants will be looking for at that time, but we don't really need that right now. What we are going to be feeding them today is this. And if we come look at the back, I usually just follow the directions that they give. I'm sure they know how to use their stuff. The only advice I could give is maybe you could use slightly less than the directions say. Again, every company's going to want repeat customers. So if you run out a little faster, you'll be a repeat customer faster. But anyways, you can see this says mix at a rate of half a cap per quart, which is roughly 2 tablespoons. This is a 2-gallon bucket down here with the water bubbling from our air pumps. So that's roughly 8 quarts. So I guess half of that would be 4 full caps, since this only says half a cap. So that's what I'm gonna do. Screw this off. I shake up any liquid fertilizer before I use it, give it a good shake. I'm gonna screw this off, fill up 4 worth of these caps, drop it in here, stir it around, and we'll get to business. All right, we cracked this mug open, and I'm sure it's some good stuff, but boy, this shit stank. Anyways, I did actually only use 3 full caps of it. Now that I think about it, whenever I'm using a new liquid type fertilizer, because these are going to instantly hit the plants, I kind of go a little bit under whatever's recommended, right? Because I'm a fairly bare bones type grower right now, kind of 25 and broke. I ain't got all the fancy equipment. So like ppm meters and stuff, I don't have that. I don't know how much trace amounts of nutrients are left in my soil. All I can do is go off of how the plants look, which for the most part, they look well fed. So if there's a decent amount of nutrients already in the soil, you don't want to overload them. So I went a little bit under, 3 capfuls. I haven't stirred it yet. I'm about to stir it up, and then we're about to go in the tent. Alrighty, here we are. Look at these girls, both looking good. And y'all, I'm actually pretty proud of myself because these are pretty much by a good margin the biggest individual plants that I've been able to grow. This is a 2x4 tent, so it's I forget my dimensions at the moment, but 2 feet in that direction, 4 feet in that direction. So y'all can see these are roughly 2 feet long and wide, and got a fair amount of height on them as well. So by a decent margin, the biggest plants that I've done. Last time that I got the tent to look this full, I had 4 plants in here, and we were well past 5 days in flower. So I'm pretty happy with what I've been able to create here. I just hope the plants give us some decent buds so we get a good yield. Anyways, here is this all mixed up with the little Espoma tomato liquid fertilizer. I have my nice 16-ounce cup. It don't look like a 16-ounce cup, but it is. And I usually split 3 full cups between each pot when they're in these big 5 gallons. So that'll be about 48 ounces of water per 5-gallon pot. If you need that converted to a different system of measurement, Google will help you. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and split these through. I'll show y'all one run through, come through. And with these fabric pots, I'll give them a little splash, but the second one, I'll kind of focus on getting the edges, because around these edges of the pot, they kind of dry out. But you'll hit one, fill it up again, and come hit the other. Then we'll move back to the other one, and that allows that water to kind of seep through there and set itself. Alrighty, we are done watering. And actually, right, I'll do 3 of these 48 ounces from the top, and then I'll put another full cup in this bottom. Especially with these fabric pots, it's just something about them. This soil on the outside of it, the edges, dries out crazy. So instead of having that nice root ball where you can kind of see all the roots wrapped around your dirt, they're kind of all stuck inside because it dries out on the sides and bottoms. So that's where good bottom watering comes in. If I had a big enough bucket, I would actually dunk. Well, actually, you can't do it with the trellis net. So you could dunk these in the water, which will saturate this whole thing. Kind of better for fabric pots, but it's kind of undoable with a trellis. Anyways, I'm moving along. We are 5 days into flower. They haven't really started stretching out crazy yet. I'm expecting that to happen sometime after we complete the entirety of the first week. I'm still going to turn these lights up at least to 80%, but I might bump them up to that full 100 at the end of this first week, so a couple more days. And honestly, I'm kind of hesitant because this one here is clearly sensitive to the light. I doubt this can be from anything other than the light. There's no way it's got too much nitrogen or anything like that. So I'm pretty sure these bleach tips here on her are from being too close to the light. It's a little too intense for her. But I don't really see any bleach tips on her, at least not as severe. I guess it's kind of there. Other than that, that's what we got going here. Day 5 of flower. Have to find something to repurpose the rest of that with, and we are out. Yo, we back down here another day. Today is day 8 of flower on a Wednesday here. And like I said, coming in, we gonna feed the girls some molasses. I think our little black strap here is about out, so got the grandma's that's been sitting for a minute. Well, we're just gonna do the usual we do when we feed them some of the molasses. Probably gonna measure out like a tablespoon worth of it in our 16-ounce cup, which I don't think I left over here, so there she is. We've got our water pH'd around 6.3 to 6.5. And boom. And we'll get the molasses on in there. Alright, y'all, this is the second little batch of this that I'm whipping up. I already split a batch with the molasses between the two. So mix this up again. All that good. Come split this second little 30 or 16 ounces between them. It'll be 32 ounces they've got. And we're going to top them off with some regular water. Right on in. Hit them again. And we got another one we'll hit. Come in here, look at the girls. We got an absolute jungle going in the tent. Honestly, it's looking like I might have did a better job filling this thing out with just these 2 plants than we did with, I think we had 4 plants last run. It's looking pretty good in here. Hopefully we can get almost at least 1 bud site like this per square. See, we got a nice row of them going on the side back there. Our back end of the tent pretty much got one coming up every space. It's a good sign to see. This side could be a little more filled. Our front end could be a little more filled. It's got some holes up here, but it looks like it's got some stuff that might make it on up to help fill it. Yo, we are back. The start of our second week of flower here. And we just dropped some Cow Mag into our water. We've got it pH'd as well. 6.4, reading 6.7 over there. I do need to get some more accurate pH pins, but I'm thinking we're in range here. Way to grab that on off. And I think it's going to be time to water today.
let's go ahead and check out the plants. Alrighty, there everything is. Looking pretty good in here. As y'all can see, some of these branches now are nearly hitting our second trellis, or practically are. I'm gonna try to keep utilizing this first trellis as much as I can before starting to tuck them through the second one up here. We are only at the start of week 2 here, so still got plenty of time left that they're going to be trying to stretch up and whatnot. Although, with this ice cold bag seed over here on the right, she is starting to run into our NF Sheesh bag seed over here. So it might be a fair time to really start using this second one on the ice cold here. But we're gonna go ahead, give everything a little tucking plus watering. Alright, yeah, we're definitely gonna be soon having to utilize this second one. I've got stuff sort of tucked and crisscrossing all throughout the first net here, and eventually I'm just going to be kind of covering up other bud sites the more I keep trying to loop stuff through. So especially at least on this half of the tent, it looks like we should get something through pretty much every square. And for the ones that maybe don't have one going through them, we might have double bud sites in some of these squares. And it looks like we should, for the most part, get at least this first net filled up with each square over here as well. Then, best of the best is going to hit this second. And I'm kind of hesitant to do this, but we are going to turn these lights up. They've been at 75%. The only one I'm going to be kind of cautious with is this one. It's not exactly at 100. I maybe put it on 80, 90. And that's because this girl here getting pretty close to the lights. Alrighty, and we pretty much got everything done in here that we're going to do today. Could do a little better with this tuck in, but I'm running out of space, so I'm just going to wait till they really start hitting this second net, and we'll do something more with them. We got the watering knocked out. Of course, we're doing bottom watering, water every single day at this point. And yeah, other than that, not too much going on today. We're going to call it day 8 flower here. It's really start of week 2, like I said. Other than that, shout out to everybody that has been rocking with us. Again, like I said, y'all been going crazy the last few days, week maybe, with the traction the channel's getting. So shout outs for that. Of course, if you did enjoy the video, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe, stay up to date with everything that we got going. Another installment here in Rello's Mellow Garden, and we out.